I feel pretty strongly about this because I feel like the titles and the terms of medicine are getting so blurred these days. And there are people with different qualifications than us. I'm not saying these individuals are unqualified. That's not what I'm saying. I think that what I'm referring to is nurse practitioners and PAs can provide very good care for patients. But I think it can get very confusing when our roles are not properly identified to the patient. Patients a lot of times think that they're seeing actually the true doctor, the true boss, but maybe it's a resident, maybe it's a nurse practitioner, maybe it's a PA. And I feel like the patient doesn't always truly understand that. And I feel like they deserve to know they're the patient and they need to make informed decisions. Like, I feel like they should be entitled to be like, well, wait, you're the resident. Can I talk to your boss about this decision before I go ahead with this treatment, with this medication? And I think that we really need to identify roles in medicine to provide the best patient care. But even when I say that, like for that patient that doesn't understand medicine at all, does it matter? Does it matter that you call yourself a resident psychiatrist versus me calling a psychiatric resident? Maybe it makes no difference.
Right. Perhaps it doesn't. Perhaps we're just arguing semantics. But I brought that up because I just wanted to share the spirit of where that phrasing came from and why I decided to phrase it that way. Is that okay if I tell you a quick story?
I'd love it.
All right. So I'm going to take you back a couple of years, just a couple of years to a time after I graduated college. I'm going to be honest, man. I was a pretty mediocre student in college, had very mediocre grades coming out. When I graduated, I had no idea what the hell I wanted to do with my life. Long story short, came to a decision that I wanted to pursue a profession in the medical industry. And I decided to try to take a shot at medical school. It was a gamble for me, to be honest, because my
gamble for everybody.
Yeah, because I graduated with such a low GPA. I knew that even if I tried really hard, it was only going to be a shot. It wasn't a guarantee. And I guess that's the case for many people. But I felt like it was especially true for me. So I spent 3 years working a minimum wage job that's relevant to the medical industry. I turned down a nice office job so that I can pursue that route. I volunteered. I was taking online classes on the side. So long story short, I was working a very hectic schedule to try to have a shot at going to medical school. Mm-hmm. And this whole time, and also the time that I spent during medical school, I had thought that I was working my way towards becoming a doctor. But now that I'm a resident actually here within the hospital systems, I have somewhat of a different perspective on that. Because I would say a generation ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that, when you said doctor, it meant you were a medical doctor. But in today's ever-changing medical landscape, there's doctors from all different professions, right? There's nurse practitioners who hold a doctorate degree, pharmacists, physician's assistants, optometrists. It goes on and on and on. There's multiple professions where you are awarded a doctorate degree and you refer to yourself as doctor. So I don't think doctor, yes, it does. It is, I am a doctor, but I don't think that is a perfect description of my level of training. And for somebody like me and you who's graduated from a 4-year medical institution, the appropriate word and the only exclusive word to describe somebody with their level of training is a physician. And and for me, we are physicians who graduated medical school and now are pursuing this field of psychiatry. So for me, the only exclusive word that describes that level of training and commitment to the field of mental health is a psychiatrist. And it is a fact that we are residents. Therefore, I am a resident psychiatrist.